Are we live? Are we up and running here, guys? I had to reset the time, and anyway, I'm learning this new process. But anybody who's joining tonight, let me know first off if you can hear me. I hope you can. I believe I've activated the comments. But I appreciate you guys all being here. And I wanted to start by sharing. Are we good on sound, guys? Can we hear sound? Give me a thumbs up. We can hear sound, and you guys can see me. Okay. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. It's funny. I've been in front of a jury all day today, in trial all day, and I'm probably more nervous for this live stream than I was the last 3 days of jury trial. It's funny how those things work, right? It's your comfort zone, right? I wanted to discuss tonight. I know it's late for some of you on the East Coast. I apologize. I didn't get out of the courthouse till 4:30 my time. Hour and 20-minute drive in traffic. Didn't get back till about half an hour ago. So I appreciate you and thanks for bearing with me and for tuning in. So here's what we're talking about here. Hi, Shell. You have the very coolest emojis wherever you get them from. I appreciate you all. I'm going to try to, hey, Tom, do my best. Carol, okay. Hi, Carol. Carol's been a subscriber or a supporter of the channel for a long time. Do my best to see these comments with my terrible eyes. Let me get into, and I'm not ignoring you, let me discuss why I wanted to go live tonight and talk about the next chapter for this channel and kind of where we're at. We have done over 200 shows now since like October-ish of last year. We're getting pretty close to 7,000 subscribers on the channel. And you know, what's interesting to me is I watch a lot of other channels, as you know. I've shared that before, and the percentage of view or the number of views that we get on this channel in comparison to the number of subscribers that we have is phenomenal. If you look at the percentage, you know, we're averaging, okay, whatever it is, 3, 4, 5,000 views a video, and we have not quite 7,000 subscribers. So what that means to me is that we're building a real community here. We're building a ground roots community. We are building an organic community. A lot of you are routine commenters, and I appreciate you. Hi, Tella. Hi. Is that your real name? You've been a fan since day one. I appreciate you. So the point is that I see this, and I do get comments, and I read them that you say, thank you for responding to our input and our comment. And that means a lot to me because, you know, I post comments on other channels as well. And when those creators respond to me, I appreciate that. I appreciate that someone takes the time to give me some input, respond to my, even if it's a thumbs up, whatever it is, just acknowledge the point, right? So the idea that I've come up with is to do, and I want your feedback, a regularly scheduled, and we have 49, 50 people in the room. Appreciate all 50 of you. It means a lot to me. That's a lot of people, more people than I was talking to today at the courthouse, so in the courtroom. You know, I want a format here where I can interact with you guys more on a spontaneous basis, because that's, I think, what it's all about. I learn from your comments. I learn from each and every one of you. And so I don't edit anything. I record a video, I upload it. There's no editing, there's no gimmicks or anything. I don't do any stuff at all. I wouldn't even know how to do it. The point is that I thought, let's start doing some live shows. It's not new. I mean, I know a lot of people, creators go live, and that's fine. You know, and you see people, you're watching people playing video games and everything else. But my point is this: we can start discussing topics that mean a lot to all of us in this economy, where we're going in the next year, 2, 3 years. We can interact among each other. We can interact between you guys and me, and I can share my input, give you some you know, some thoughts, kind of where my head is, give you some answers to questions, and just have some interaction. So rather than than me just talking at you or to you, which obviously most creators are doing, I thought it would be important for us to have a platform where we can share all this, and you guys can exchange ideas live. You can ask me questions, I can answer. I really don't want this to be about a bunch of legal advice, although look, if you're in my jurisdiction and it's something I can answer, I'm happy to do it. Okay, I made a practice for a lot of years. I do consultations with clients before I even charge them. I just take their calls, I take emails, I discuss with them, hey, what's going on? Can I help? And it's funny, I had a former law partner of mine, his name was Bill, and he passed away several years ago. But Bill would always answer the phone as an attorney and he said, hi, it's Bill, how can I help? And I shared that on one of my earliest videos. And so I think this is what it's about. How can I help? How can I contribute? And I think that all of us as creators, it doesn't matter how big your channel is, how small your channel is. If you're an economics type channel and you're trying to wake people up, we're on the same page, right? We're on the same page. We're on the same team, from my perspective. And so I just think it's important to take this next step. And so my thought is, I'll start doing a couple of these live streams, and you guys let me know, where you're at. I mean, if you appreciate it, if you like the content, if you like the format, and I'll gauge off of that. But I'm thinking a couple live streams a week, maybe one on Saturday morning for however long we want to sit here and talk. We'll have a cup of coffee and talk about what happened in the week before. Maybe one during the week sometime, later in the afternoon or evening. I'm thinking maybe two. Thank you, I appreciate it. Maybe a couple a week, because I don't mind doing it. I'm comfortable. I'll get more comfortable, and so if it's important, if it means something to you guys, I appreciate that feedback. And so let's talk about, it's again not me talking at you and just talking about current events, and we're still going to do that. We're still going to discuss on those live streams what happened that day, what's going on with the economy, was there any relevant economic news, any relevant political news that came out that we should be aware of, I want you guys to be aware of. So we're not going to abandon that during the live shows, but I will have a topic, thanks Roger, I appreciate you. We'll have a topic, and we'll start, Aaron, no, Teresa, I'm sorry, Teresa, hi. I will start, talking about different topics, and maybe we'll call it "Let's Discuss" or "Let's Talk About X," whatever it is. Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about, real estate. Let's talk about gold and silver. Let's talk about prepping. Let's talk about fitness. Let's talk about the foreclosure I went through. Whatever it is, and you guys can all weigh in, because I want that. That's where I see this channel going. I have some notes here. So it'll be a question and answer. Some of it will be where you guys can ask me your questions, and I'll answer the questions, whatever they are, okay? On the spot, no, just impromptu, no script, no editing. You guys throw me some questions, and I'm happy to go through those and do my best to answer them. But I also want you to share some stuff with me, because I learn from all of you, all right? I talk about the truckers in this country, the guys on the highways, running the roads, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast. I want to hear from you guys, because you've got your pulse on what's happening with the economy. And so I want to hear about that. And I think that all of us should want to hear about that. So when I say next level of Ox Talks, it's not about ego or me. I think that's where we need to go, because and I want to give credit right now to a lot of YouTube creative content people that have phenomenal channels. Number one, Jeremiah Babe, you know who you are. You're my buddy, and appreciate JB. We've been friends for a long time, and before he even started his channel, we talked about him starting a channel. So we go back many, many years. He's done phenomenal stuff. He comes out every day, delivers it real. And so JB, appreciate you. I want to give a shout out, obviously, to Patera at Appalachia's Homestead. Patera has been very kind to me, to the channel, giving us some shout outs. And I watch her shows, okay? I watch her shows, and I do appreciate what she's doing out there. look, look again. I don't draw lines. I'm not going to go. Get into this whole thing about different creators. Travis over at Economic Ninjas, been cool. He and I share real estate background. I'm real estate law. He's given me some shout outs. Obviously Texas at, Aaron at Texas Silver. Aaron, we enjoyed that trip down there. Looking forward to the trip, hopefully in September, and we can circle back and maybe see Patera if she's available. And Jesse, Shielded Prepper. Jesse as well. I met Jesse in Las Vegas at the Silver Symposium last year. And actually, Jesse was one of the guys that gave me the motivation and pushed me to start Mr. Doom and Gloom. Okay. All right. I mean, look, right now I can't even see a lot of these comments. I'm not going to delete anybody, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to take a sidestep. If you guys are going to come on these live shows and be, assholes, I'm just going to block you. All right. Apologize for my profanity, but not going to go there. We're going to be positive on this show as always. I don't delete comments from my channel. I don't do that. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. It's organic. However, the reality is that we really don't need, negativity, all right? Because all of us are on the same page. We're all taking steps to help family, friends, one another, and to move forward during these very difficult economic times, okay? So we're gonna go with that theme on this, and I'm gonna figure out the specifics of blocking people and deleting stuff. Okay, who is this guy? Post another who are you again? About Canadian Prepper, all doom and gloom. Well, the reality is this, guys. There's a lot of bad stuff happening. You can watch this stuff for yourself. And a lot of us that come out here and discuss the reality, we're sharing current events. We're not just doom and gloom. We're sharing the news and what's happening on a daily basis. And if your head is in the sand that much that either you don't understand what's going on or you don't want to recognize, what's going on, then that's your problem. But do not, you're the first people that are coming knocking on most of our doors, right? Okay, all right. I'm going to ask about a moderator. All right, I'm going to ask about that. We'll have to figure that out soon. Evidently, you're going to need some help there. So I do have an email on my okay. All right, I got it. Thanks, Shell. I do have an email posted below, guys, that you can write to me if anybody understands this moderation stuff. We'll see what the response is to the live streams, and if we need that, then we'll go there, okay? Because I would rather spend my time talking with all of you and having positive interactions and learning, okay? All right, so question and answer. Again, I can talk to the people that spoke to the channels that really have influenced me, and I watch and I appreciate very, very much. We're in perilous times. To the doom and gloomer we are in perilous times. We're in perilous political times. We're in perilous economic times. And if you don't see it, then I guess that's your issue. But we are. The everything bubble is starting to pop. It doesn't matter. Housing, cars, repossessions, foreclosures, the debt. We're going to share a couple stories I have because I said I'm not going to ignore current events. I have some stories to share with you in a few minutes. I didn't want to start off with that, but we know we are heading down a very, very tumultuous path. We have elections coming up here in November. Let's see how that plays off. And this is only 40 so far. I see 101. So I appreciate all of you guys, all 100 people. It's a lot of people. If you think about that, that is 101 eyeballs, no, double that, people watching this right now. And so I want to grow this because I would really, really, really appreciate the community, and that's what it always was for me when I started the channel. It wasn't about money. And by the way, let's talk about real quickly super chats. I don't know a darn thing about it. I read some stuff. If you activate that, it's better for the algorithms. I don't know. I really don't want super chats. If I do activate them, it doesn't mean that I want your money. I'm not doing this for the money, okay? I'm doing this because I have, 54 years of experience on this earth. Many years of those have been very, very difficult. And so I'll get to the topics in a second, but one of those topics is almost 30 years now as a practicing hit the like button. Okay, if you guys can do that on the live stream, hit the like button. I appreciate it. But one of these things I bring to the table is 30 years, almost 30 years. I got my bar card in California in December of 1995. So almost 30 years, I've been a practicing lawyer, a litigator, business litigator, real estate guy, transactional attorney, and business and real estate. That's my practice. And so I do bring that to the table, but I also have gone through a lot of stuff, and I'm going to go through my list of topics in a quick second after I get through this. What I want to do here, if we can, guys, we need to reach the younger generations. We've got to reach the younger people. I know who I can check the analytics on this show and see the age groups. And like the youngest people watching the show are, I think, the 50s, 45 to 55. I really want to see, I want to get 20s, 30s. I mean, if you guys, once we start doing these live stream shows, if you can tell your, nieces, nephews, daughters, sons, whatever it is, I want to get these groups, okay, these age groups, awaken to what's happening. And look, whatever, maybe I'll be the uncle or the lost dad, whatever it is. We need to wake up the people in the younger generations. And what I want to do, if I can, is to maybe share some insights, share some thoughts, so that they don't make the same mistakes that I made. And maybe you all can share the thoughts and let them know the mistakes you made that they want to avoid, okay? Because everybody's entitled to have knowledge, and I want to, 30 work for wisdom, okay. I like that, thank you. I really want that as a part of this live stream and the interaction that I'm looking to do. All right, 29 forever. Okay, Shell's 29 forever. Aren't we all 29 forever? So that was one point I had. I want to reach the younger generations, maybe help them avoid, not pontificate, not lecture, but maybe if I can help them avoid some pitfalls that in life and in their business ventures and in the way they interact with people and in jobs and working for someone, whatever it is, fitness. I would like to be able to offer that if I can, or if we can on this live stream. So let's shift over to, let me see what else I had. Yeah, economic topics. We're not gonna forego economic topics or political topics on this channel than the live streams. We're going to discuss those. I'll always have a couple things to share with all of you, during those live streams. We're not just going to talk, not just going to be a question and answer session, although I want that to be a lot of it, because I will still go on and do some regular shows during the week where I can just read the news or read current events. Again, stuff that you guys can go and check out for yourself. I understand that the channels are important to do that, including this one. But again, when I say next level, I mean next level, all right? So let's talk about the topics that I'm thinking. And look, I have over 200 videos. Okay, it's not 2,000, but some of the topics that I was thinking about covering that we can go through. And again, I can go back through the 200 shows I've done. A lot of it is important, right? Business ownership. How about 30 years as a practicing attorney for me, a business owner. I've been a real estate owner, both residential home ownership and rental real estate. Okay, so I can bring that to the table and share that. Husband, how about that? How about being a father? I have two girls. One's in high school, one's in college. Content creator, starting out, right? Newbie. Went through the great financial crisis. Okay, we are embarking on something that it's going to be worse, I believe, than the great financial crisis, guys, in '08 and '09. And a lot of you, maybe you were just starting out. Maybe you didn't live through that. Maybe you didn't experience it, or get, your butts kicked like I did, right? So experience that. Went through a foreclosure. A few weeks ago, I did a whole show on a foreclosure, right? As smart as I am, right? As a real estate lawyer, I had a foreclosure. Go back and watch the show. Very, very humbling experience. If eating humble pie, folks, sometimes is the way to learn, all right? What else do I have? Getting in shape, all right? I lost 75 pounds. I did a show on that early on the channel. I lost 75 pounds, okay? I was a big boy. Still a big boy, I'm 6'2", but I carried weight well, but I was 280 pounds in February of 2018. And now I am about 205 pounds and a lot leaner than I was. So look, I have overcome some challenges that I can share, we can all talk about, right? We can all discuss that. Maybe that's a topic we discuss on this channel, right? Fitness. I talk about that every day. All right, 5'9", okay. It's not about coming out here. This is not about bragging. When you get, I guess I'm not old, but when you get to my age, it doesn't really matter. It's not about flexing or bragging, or I just want to maybe share, impart some knowledge, right? So that's kind of where I'm coming from. What else do I have here? But I will say I'm in the best shape of my life, 54 years old, so kudos to me, I guess. Elder parents, you have older parents, right? We talked about that on the channel before, 79, awesome. I'm gonna figure out a way to get these comments larger. I'm gonna maybe do it on the laptop so I can see them. My eyes I did fix my glasses recently, but they're just going fast through the screen, and the comments they're very small print. So I apologize to you guys, I'm not avoiding you. We will figure out this format where everybody gets acknowledged, and that's the point. When we do these live streams going forward, I'm gonna perfect this situation, figure out the technology, laptop, okay. The comments will be larger, I'll be able to read them, and we're gonna interact, all right? It's not gonna be me sitting here talking at you. The point is for us to have this discussion, everyone to give their input, and I want to be acknowledging all of you. So I will be doing that, so I apologize tonight. I'm on my iPhone, just wanted to just throw this up there and get the concept out, okay? If anybody thinks that it's not a good idea, okay, give me your thoughts. We're gonna start the process, and I will be able to tell from views in the analytics if it's something that means something to everybody in this community, and if it does, great, we're gonna keep going. If it doesn't, then we'll modify, okay? How about, we're talking about elder parents. I have 2 elder parents, all right? And so I help all of them, I help both of them with things they need on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis or whatever it is. So do you have elderly parents? How about being a parent? Okay, what does that mean? All right, single parents, right? We'll discuss that. How about preppers? Okay, I say preparedness. I don't say preppers in a negative way. I've been preparing probably since 2012, and when I mean preparing, I mean food, water, security. I mean everything from A to Z. I mean emergency supplies. I mean thanks, Shell. I mean medical stuff. I mean tourniquets. I mean I'm just dumping a couple topics, but it is a major thing. We could dissect every prepping topic, a preparedness topic, and go through that as well, which we can do because that's who I am. I've made that part of my daily life for the past 14 years, right? We're going to talk about this, guys. We're going to talk about gold and silver. I'll tell you a story real quickly. I don't want to run it too long here, but yesterday I walked into the court. These are 2 silver eagles sitting here on the table next to me. I walked into the courthouse yesterday, and the security, the bailiff was there, and I had to put all my stuff on the security screening, and this person asked me what they were. I said, it's just a couple silver coins. And she said, well, that's fantastic. She said, they look really cool. And she picked them up and said, was this $1? I said, well, it's $1 of face value, yes. But I said, it's actually, if you look at spot price, this is, I didn't say spot, but the actual value of this coin, fair market value, is close to $30 or $31, right? So dollar, it spends as dollar face value, but it's a $30 in silver, solid silver. And this, I don't know, she was probably in her 30s. She said she'd never seen those before, never seen anything like that. So we're going to talk about gold and silver on this channel, all right? I'm not anti-crypto. I'm not anti-stock market. I think there'll be a time to invest in the stock market. I know I see comments all the time on this channel about, look, I've made millions of dollars in the stock market in the last couple of years. You guys that weren't there are missing out. That's fine. That's a perspective to have. And I have friends that have made good money in the market. So I'm not anti-stock market, but I am all about real tangible assets. That's kind of where silver, that's a good shot. I mean, that's where my core beliefs lie. Should you have all your eggs in one basket? No. I'm not anti-crypto. I own some crypto. I don't own a lot of crypto. I don't trade crypto. I don't follow it per se. I had a client pay me in some Bitcoin years ago, and I kept it, and then I rolled it over into some other types of cryptos, which I maintain an account. There'll be a time, I believe, to buy the stock market about 50%, maybe 65 or 70% cheaper than where it's at right now. Not financial advice, not legal advice, all right? But that's my perspective. And so I'll swoop in when it's not at all-time highs, okay? Are you going to see gold and silver skyrocket if the Fed starts cutting rates? We're going to discuss that, all right? CD, okay, yeah, CD. I mean, you can earn some real money on CDs. Interest rates in some of these accounts now are, you're getting some money on, don't try to time it. I mean, I agree, Mark. I agree. You can't time it. And if you're a minute late, you're screwed, all right? You're screwed. Talk to people in 09, 2010, whenever that last downfall was. There was one even, I think, 2014, 15, where people lost a lot of money. I read some statistic that people in the 08, 09 crisis, it took them 10 years to get their principal recovered in the stock market. I don't know if that's true. I haven't fact checked that, but you guys can let me know if there's any veracity to that. But it would not surprise me. I've shared on the channel before. I've had a lot of friends that lost millions of dollars in the .com bubble. And we go back, that dates me, but that's 2000, 2001, right? .com bubble. Everything was .com. And I've got friends that lost literally millions, $5, $6, $7, $8 million in .com. I've got friends and clients and colleagues that lost millions of dollars and went bankrupt in the last financial crisis, building houses, flipping houses, getting on the wrong side of the development situation. So I want to bring all of this. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. I do like that. I've always kind of believed in that. I'm a physical metals guy as opposed to ETFs. Okay. Now the miners are different. If you own mining stock, right, you're going to probably get some recovery there at some point. That stuff can go parabolic if spot price goes up. Not financial advice, but mining stocks can have some real value. What else I want to share with you guys? What's on my security, right? We talk about guns and ammunition. Okay. And we say pew pew, and we say tools and all that, but the point is do you guys have that stuff in order? We'll discuss that on the show. All right, I am pro. I've always carried, and I'm a pro a gun guy. And so if you like it, great, chime in. If you don't, I'm happy to hear your comments. But we are still one of the greatest countries, I believe, in the world because we have that Second Amendment. All right, we can trash talk the economy and the government and the spending and the debt. I get it, but we still have the ability to protect, ourselves. And I know Canada's different. I get it. I know Europe's different. I know lots of other countries. There's issues there. Everyone's got their own perspective. But look, we're going to discuss this on the show. We're going to discuss this. Everyone can voice their. I see MMA. I understand the MMA thing, and Jeremiah and Aaron are big on that. I've voiced it before. I'll say it again because this is transparent for me. I have pulled back from that a little bit. I'll tell you, not a little bit, basically totally. Number one, time constraints. I'd rather be in the gym at my office. I got to make money, got to support the family. It's a time issue, but also it is an issue for me of at my age getting injured. And so yes, is that going to, I can't do what I do. I can't be at my office injured, and I don't need to go on a mat with a bunch of 30-year-old kids that just want to beat up on me. Don't really need to prove that. Do I think it's valuable? Absolutely. If you guys have the time, if you have the physicality, if you have the energy, and that is, maybe that's your workout. Maybe that is your gym, where you go and do MMA, you do jiu-jitsu, and that's totally cool. I'm not anti that stuff at all, okay? All I'm saying is for me, all right, in my stage in life, I support what those guys are doing, JB and Aaron, appreciate it. I just need to, the bug out video, all right, who is that? Teresa. All right, we're gonna discuss that. We're gonna do prepping. We're gonna talk about bug out bags, 3-day bags, 7-day bags. We're going to talk about food supplies. There's so many things that we can do on the live stream that I'm happy to talk about, share. Maybe I'll find a way to post some stuff and get creative with that. And I want all of your input too, okay? But look at prepared, not scared. I also believe in that theory. We're not going to, this is a look forward. I shared on the video, or the channel, excuse me, a few weeks ago. I'm going to be starting a new business, accumulating real estate during this next real estate crash. I am going to do that. I have no desire to just hunker down right now. I'm going to avoid crime hotspots. That's true, Eric. I agree. 100% thumbs up. Thank you. I'm starting to focus on these very small comments. Appreciate you guys. What kind of attorney? I'm a business and real estate lawyer. I do business and real estate litigation work, trial work, and I'm also do some transactional work, but always business and real estate oriented, okay? So what was I saying? I got sidetracked. So appreciate the concept of the MMA and that be able to protect yourself. And that is a hole. Is that a gap I have in my preparedness? It is, okay? And sometimes we gotta acknowledge that. Where is our hole, and do we have the ability to bridge that gap? So, I'm gonna do my best as time permits, and obviously if it's a relatively confined environment, and I'm sure I'll take some hate on that, but that's kind of where I'm coming from, because I need to stay productive, need to stay healthy, and so that's my decision how I've decided to approach it. Younger people, we talked about gold and silver. We're gonna, again, probably call the show Let's Talk something. Let's talk gold and silver. Let's talk preps. Let's talk bug out bags. Let's talk whatever it is we want to talk about. Foreclosures, repossessions, your debt levels, credit card debt. What do you do? How do you pay stuff off? How do you make smart decisions? So we're going to discuss all these things on this new segment that I'm thinking about doing. So with that being said, I appreciate all of you. We're up to 112 people in the room. It means a lot to me, okay? And so let's continue to grow that number and stick with this. I will share with you a couple of stories today in closing. If any of you want to know, and I'm a couple of days late to this news, but it's in keeping with kind of the theme of this channel about talking about reality of economics. Doom and gloom, whatever, it's here. You guys look at the stats. I'm a couple days late on this news because I've been in trial. I printed it out. These are Monday articles from July the 8th. You might have heard this stuff. If I'm being repetitive, something you already heard, my apologies. But again, you guys, sounds awesome, Matt. Thank you. And looking okay. Thanks, Eric. I'm not trying to avoid anybody's comments tonight. I'm going to get a bigger format so I can read some of these so they're more clear. I was watching something this morning on this live streaming, and everyone's saying that's the whole, that's the trick here, is trying to figure out how you share the content, right, while at the same time looking at the comments being posted, interacting with that. Thanks, Roger. Interacting with the people that are posting comments. So again, not ignoring anybody right now. I appreciate, as I always say on this channel, each and every one of you. And so this is why I'm shifting a bit, not away from just doing the pre-published shows, we'll do a couple of those a week as well. But the live format for me, we're all going to learn. All right, 106 likes. 106 likes. That's good. All right. Hey, Scott. So we're going to continue with this, but I do want your format. And if this thing bombs, if the live streams bomb and nobody wants to go on the live streams and do that or support it, then I'll gauge it. I'll see the views. I'll see the interaction, and we'll go from there. All right. This is trial and error for me. I'm kind of here to just be part of this and to walk through this process, because from my perspective, again, we'll discuss a couple of quick news articles. We are embarking on a bursting of the everything bubble. All right. All right. Good, Teresa. But look at you guys that have those concealed carry permits. Those things don't shoot themselves. You've got to train. All right. Please don't stop. I won't stop the pre-published videos. Oh, and by the way, I'm talking about two things. Don't stop the training. You've got to be trained with those firearms, folks. They're not magic talisman where they just automatically come out and they'll take care of business on their own. You've got to train with this stuff. You have to understand it. You have to understand how to manipulate those things. We call manual of arms. You have to understand reloads. You got to clean them. It's not just a hobby. You've got to take it seriously, all right? So self-defense is something you have to take seriously at that level. And if you have a carry permit, you have an obligation to yourself and to your family and also those around you not to do stupid stuff, right? Not to not to be a rookie. You need to step up and train. And that stuff is not like riding a bike. You have to be proficient. So I think I'm not admonishing anybody. I'm just saying that's what I do too. You got to practice with that stuff. But anyway, I lost my train of thought on the last topic I wanted to discuss. Oh, don't stop the regular pre-published. I won't do that. Okay, we're still going to do those shows. All right, but I just, in some respect, you've got a lot of channels where you can come out here and you can watch people reading or sharing the news. Okay, which is important to understand and giving their input. And I'm going to keep doing that as well. Okay, but this I thought was another level we could go to with the channel to help the community to grow and to help each other, frankly. All right, so we're gonna try this format as well, and but we're not gonna stop the regular format. So with that being said, let me share a couple of articles from 2 days ago. All right, that are a little bit old. You guys may have heard this stuff and seen it, but again, it's in keeping with what is happening. By the way, tomorrow morning. CPI, all right? CPI numbers are being released at 5:30 a.m., all right? And so that's Pacific Standard Time. So check that out. If the CPI numbers, the official numbers, come out lower than projected, or let's say at projected, you're gonna see the stock market rally. You're gonna see gold and silver rally, okay? Why? Because what that's going to signal to the markets is CPI line numbers. I get it. Anything official numbers, we know number one that they're usually BS. Number two, they're revised downward. Okay, next month or from the month before that. Okay, so take it all with a grain of salt. Okay, but all I'm saying is how will the markets react to it? The market is decoupled. I agree, Johnny, decoupled from reality. It is completely. The market was just blue doors today. It was up big time. I did check it. My friends in the market, they were celebrating, very, very happy. And so let's see where that goes. The Dow is almost back to 40,000. Okay. So let's see what happens. But if the CPI numbers come out tomorrow soft, you're going to see it from my perspective, not financial trading advice, any of that stuff. You're going to see a continued rally in the stock market. You're going to see continued rally and strength in metals and gold and silver. Okay, if it comes out, say hot, meaning the numbers are higher than expected, you may see a bit of a sell-off in the market and a sell-off in metals. Okay, from the Zero Hedge on Monday. Credit card debt unexpectedly, what do we have here? They will make the CPI look soft. You know what, Johnny, I think that's probably true. That that they're going to try to do that. We're getting to the point now in this election selection process where they've got to really step on the gas pedal relative to, from my perspective, manipulating, massaging, smoke and mirroring, whatever the numbers, try to make them look like, wow, this economy is heading in the right direction. It is, inflation's coming down, things are getting better. They at this point, they have to do that. We understand. I believe we all understand. They have to create that facade if they can. And I think it is probably a facade. Whatever we see tomorrow, it's probably not reality. Doesn't mean the markets won't trade off it. Doesn't mean that gold and silver won't trade off it, because they absolutely will. All right. So this is credit card debt unexpectedly rise or surges as card APR hits new all-time high. Again, if you guys saw this data from a couple of days ago, I apologize. I've been really super busy. I haven't had a chance to share it. This is according to the latest release of consumer credit data from the Fed in May. Revolving credit card surged by a whopping $7 billion. Okay? A sharp reversal to the April drop of $0.9 billion and the biggest increase since February. So people are swiping those cards. You see the restaurants full. Restaurants out here, comment, give me your thoughts. The restaurants are full. I see people even out here, 120 degrees. You go in the restaurants, it's like, where are they coming from? And they're just buying stuff. So all the shops are full. I say full, not like during season, but there doesn't seem to be a let up. Go down to the coast. There's lines at all the restaurants. You can't get a place to sit. You can't get in all the fancy stores. So people are still swiping those cards, and look at it's up from big increase since February. So again, no lessons are being learned. No one is changing their habits. Americans cannot, they don't have it in their constitution to change doom spending. Yes, I agree, Pistol Pete. They don't have it in their constitution to change their habits. They just swipe those cards and believe that, I don't know what they believe. They're never going to have to pay it off, or that they'll get a big raise this next week, or they're just, again, living for today. Combining the two, it says in May, total consumer credit rose by $11.3 billion, the biggest jump since February, which, however, was an outlier monthly driven entirely by a burst of credit card spending. And while May was clearly an unexpectedly strong month, the trend is clear. We peak in early 2022, and it's all been downhill since then. All right? Finally, a vivid reminder that once credit card rates go up, they almost never go down. Think about this. Even when the Fed starts, people are oblivious. Lynn, I agree. Again, I agree. It's unbelievable to me. Some of us are trying, watching, and learning. Okay? And that's another reason why I don't want to do these live streams, because this is not to me to bark or lecture or pontificate to any of you guys, all right? We're all level playing field. It doesn't matter where you're at, your profession, economically, your strata, we're all learning from each other. And those that are making the effort, and that's why I want to involve the younger generations in this channel. Those who are making the effort, stay humble, exactly. Trace, humble pie, right? Trust me, I've eaten it several times. And it's important because you gain perspective, you gain knowledge, you gain strength from eating humble pie. And we're lacking that in this society, all right? We're lacking that. So I got sidetracked, but the credit card issue is well, let me just go back to the article. A vivid reminder that once credit card rates go up, they almost never go down. Oh, that was my thought. Because even if the Fed starts to lower rates, is that going to have an immediate impact on your credit card? Good, Lynn, working to be debt-free. Good job. It doesn't have an impact immediately on your credit card obligation or your debt. It does not have an immediate impact, right? So if you're out doom spending, thinking, well, they're going to lower rates and so it'll all be fine, I'll be able to afford the payment. Watch that line of thinking. I think that's a treacherous path. It says the average interest rate on credit card accounts rose again up to 22.76% from 22.63 in quarter one and a basis point below all-time high. I was in court today and a witness was testifying about a hard money loan. Okay, old guy out. Okay, Tom. All right, see you, Tom. We'll see you in the next one, okay? Average hard money loan right now, let me step back. This witness testified today about a hard money loan at 10, 11%. Hard money loan, right? That is not a good loan you want to get. And credit card rates are double that, more than double that, than a hard money, no credit looked at type loan, all right? So think about what these people are paying. They're never going to pay this stuff off. It's a fantasy at 22, 23%. Doesn't matter what your balance is. If you don't pay it off in the first month, get real, guys, it's not going to happen, all right? So again, I know that sounds brutal, but a lot of people in that circumstance, and again, for the younger people that have that debt, have that kind of debt, I still welcome you. I want you to be part of this. Tune into the shows. Let me diverge a bit. Sidebar. I'm thinking about pre-setting times for the shows. What do you guys think about that? Like maybe Saturday morning at West Coast time, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning, noon on East Coast time. Maybe one time during the week. Maybe a Tuesday or a Thursday, maybe even a Wednesday, and set an earlier evening time preset. I want it to be not a TV show, but something that you guys can count on, and you can have people in your life say, look, tune into this at, let's say, 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, and we're going to talk about some topics. And you can post some comments, you can get some input. Schedule is great. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, I think that's the way I was thinking to do it, because then everyone knows I'm consistent with it. You're consistent with. I was thinking where you worship on Saturday. I was thinking Sunday would be more church day, but okay, I understand. And the reality is I probably can't accommodate everybody, and that's why I was thinking about maybe doing 2 a week. Okay. Lynn says Friday nights. That's an option too. I do my workouts on Sunday morning. I take Saturday as my one day out from the gym, and so it kind of works better for me on Saturday, maybe as one of the alternate days. But anyway, I don't want to belabor the point. I think I'm going to do pre-scheduling, and I'll figure out how to do it so we can announce it, and you guys can it counts down and all that stuff. I don't understand that yet, but if we have a set time and a set day or days, then okay, Kent. All right, I understand. Let me see if I can accommodate the best way I can. If we have set days, set times, everyone knows to tune in, and let's build it. Let's build this situation. Let's communicate. Let's share questions. Let's share answers, and do this thing. All right, and build it. So it says as far as consumers have, it says so far to finish the article, consumers have pretended they can afford to pay the interest. Right. On the interest upon the interest. There will come a day when the brick wall will finally be reached in the U.S. and the U.S. consumers' Wile E. Coyote moment will finally come meet its gravitational implosion. Remember Wile E. Coyote when he plunged down off the cliff? I do remember that. So I believe that time is coming, and probably sooner than later. So that's my the data on the credit card stuff. 126 people in the room. All of you guys, appreciate each and every one of you. Again, I'm not ignoring any comments. I'm trying to see them as they're scrolling. I will get better with this. I'll get a bigger screen, and we'll figure this out so I can respond to more of you as we go. Last article I want to share was Monday again. Americans are poorer. U.S. Misery Index rises again. I've covered the U.S. Misery Index on this channel before many, many months ago. It says the United States unemployment rate has risen to 4.1%. We know that. The highest in 3 years, which is also significantly higher than the levels seen in 2019. Okay? In June, a 70,000, we discussed this a few days ago, increase in governmental jobs boosted the payroll employment by 206,000. 1/3 of job creation is public sector jobs paid with more debt. Both the employment to population ratio, it says, and the labor force participation ratio are below the pre-pandemic level, and immigrants account for all of the labor force growth since the pandemic, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and Ned Davis Research. When I go there on this channel, and I'm not shy to cover, and we'll discuss this on the live streams for sure, I'm not shy, you're welcome, I'm not shy going to any topics. But I will tell you that it gets shadow banned. We lose subscribers. You guys get unsubscribed. If you're subscribed, if you believe you're subscribed, please make sure you check that because weird stuff happens. And we hit a wall when I cover certain topics, okay? And that's one of them, talking about immigration and talking about the migrants and the crime in this country from that. So I'm gonna continue to discuss that stuff, and I think it's important and relevant for all of us every single day what we're seeing. Can you recommend where you buy gold and silver? Yeah, Lynn, you know what? I'm primarily a cash and carry guy, okay? I like local coin shops. Now, I know that some of the larger, online sites, SD Bullion and APMEX, and those are fantastic. Go check out Texas Silver, Below Cost Metals, I believe it is. Check out his channel. There's some great stuff going on there. I prefer to simply walk in and walk out. Everyone's got their own way to do it, and so it depends on where you are. But if you're not in my local area, then it wouldn't be your local coin shop, right? So let me talk about inflation remains persistent, and citizens have lost more than 24% of their purchasing power, it says, since 2019. With a 0.6% negative real wage growth in the January 21 to June 2024 time period. You understand that? Your wages are shrinking. You're able to buy less with your dollars. I don't have to tell you guys that. I'm sure you see it every single day in all the costs you're paying out, including myself. Real wage growth in 2024 is rising only 0.8% year on year. Okay? The United States Misery Index, it says, is rising to 7.4% in June, up from 6.8% in January. We got 122 people in the room. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it a lot. The Misery Index, which measured unemployment and inflation, bottomed out in 2023 and has been worsening since then. Furthermore, the index is far away from the pre-pandemic level of 5.4. Think about that. Where the index is right now. All these measures allow us to understand why Americans are negative about the economy. Despite messages of redistribution, social policies, and equality, the average citizen is poor, and only the wealthy have been able to improve their position and navigate high rates and inflation thanks to investments in the stock market. I do agree with that to some extent, guys. There is this wealth effect that people have in shrinkflation, for sure. Yep, there's shrinkflation. Look at what you get. Look at the bags of chips. Look at the cereal. Everything is smaller. And you know what else? I want to go on a tangent. We'll discuss this on another show. The quality is down. Someone retracted a message. Okay, Andrew. The quality's down. What are you guys seeing? Is the quality of this stuff, decreasing? I'm seeing quality of everything. Quality of meats, quality, even frozen vegetables. I mean, I got some broccoli the other day. It looked like a bunch of little freaking mutant babies, and I don't know what this stuff was. It wasn't broccoli, so I don't know what's going on with that. Quality is crap right now, and meat too. But when you go to buy high quality meat, you're paying $38, $35, a pound for quality beef. So look, I'm seeing it. You guys are seeing it. Even the quality of ground beef, ground turkey, that stuff is becoming a nightmare. I don't know. We got some ground turkey a few weeks ago. My wife made some ground turkey patties, and it was like these crunchy, like pieces of bone in the turkey patty. I don't know what it was, but it was disgusting. I took one bite and I said, "What is this stuff?" And she said, "Well, we buy from there all the time." And anyway, I don't know what that stuff was, but it tasted like. Anyway, started to kind of get off topic and kind of get gross there, but sharing some of the experience. So look, misery index is going up, credit card debt's going up. We know that. I'll get off my soapbox on that today. I appreciate you guys very much for tuning in. I know a lot of you, it's late on the East Coast or wherever you're at in the world. But I think we'll start doing, and once I post this as a permanent video, please continue to leave your feedback about what you think about the permanent time slots for the show. And we'll set a couple slots a week and then we'll go from there. And if we have to adjust it, we'll adjust it. But I would ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, not only share the videos that we've done, we have 205 or so videos out there. But share those, because those topics, we are going to go back and regurgitate some of that stuff because it's important for people that are new to the channel. And we've got some of Patera's subscribers. Thank you, Patera, have come over. JB's been fantastic with subscribers and helped build this channel. Jesse, Aaron, and Travis. So appreciate everybody that, from my perspective, again, we're on the same team. Everyone is taking their own style, their own approach to what is how we process this stuff, how we present it to you, and hopefully, help you guys to just wake up and understand and make better decisions, better yourself financially, prepare for, let's say, opportunities coming. I think there are going to be a lot of opportunities coming in the next year, 2-3 years, for those that have worked on things we discuss all the time on this show, worked on their credit scores, worked on having some dry powder, some cash reserves, worked on paying down debt, not having a bunch of credit card debt and stupid stuff that you don't need that reflects on that credit report and brings those credit scores down. All right, and again, I'm speaking for somebody who, after our foreclosure, look, it's horrible for me to even say that word, right? But look, it happened. My credit score went down. I think it was in the 5s, right? My credit score now is about 830. So everybody goes through and has tough times. Oh, by the way, we're going to talk also on this channel, on these live streams, about everything from habits, bad habits, good habits, whatever it is, addictions. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about alcohol. We'll talk about smoking, cigars, whatever. I like my cigars sometimes. I like to have some drinks sometimes. People will hate on that. It doesn't matter. The point is that we will all share ideas, concepts, and we'll discuss stuff, right? Health and fitness, we discussed it before. So nothing's going to be, let's say, off limits on the live shows. I just would ask that you guys keep it respectful to me and to others in the community, because that's kind of where I want to see this go. And we build from that. And if you guys can abide by those, and I know 99.99%, thank you, Kate, 99% of the people that watch this channel and support this channel are unbelievable. And you guys, the input that you provide for me, the knowledge you guys give to me that I draw from, and a lot of times it's 5:30 in the morning before I go to the office where I'm looking at this stuff and trying to respond to your comments. But this is a way also with the live streams where I can be immediate, right? For the most part, we can have simultaneous interaction and response. Because a lot of times I see the creators are not providing comments, right? They're not responding to their viewers, and some of them probably because their channels are just so big, and I get that. There is an issue there where it's just too many. I tell you right now, with the 125 comments, whatever it is I get maybe on the average video, in the morning, for me to respond to all of those, I sit here for maybe an hour or even more than an hour reading through them, because you guys are so detailed on sharing your experiences. So that's what I want. That's what I envision for these live streams. And I don't know how long we've been going here right now, but I'm probably overstaying my welcome. I think it's almost an hour. I see 58 minutes. So appreciate you guys hanging around. 113 people in the room. We're going to keep going. All right, we're going to build the channel. We're embarking on some crazy times. We talked about the arc and when you close your arc. How do you turn away When do you turn away people that just aren't like-minded, that aren't making the right decisions, that aren't doing the things that you're doing for yourself and your family? And that's a very, very difficult a very difficult question to answer. We'll talk about that, on the live streams. All right. So also, do me a favor. Give me your thoughts about. I have my own thoughts. I'm gonna implement, but give me your thoughts about content. What is important to you, what you would like to see. I'd like to hear that, and maybe we'll dedicate a show, to some of those other topics that would make some sense. Okay. Houston, pray for the people in Houston. Yes, thank you, Lynn. That's crazy. We're embarking on that time of year, guys, right, with these weather patterns. So. Again, we get back to, and I'll leave it there, we get back to preparedness. And whatever it is, doesn't need to be an EMP or a nuclear bomb or whatever. It can be a weather issue, it can be a tornado, right? It can be hurricane. In our area here, it can be an earthquake. Okay, animals, yes, gotta watch the animals. We're talking about animals on this show. Milo, we love Milo, he's our beagle. You gotta have supplies for the animals, all right? You've got to be able to have the stuff set aside if you can't go, to the store and get extra dog food or whatever it is, or cat food or pet food or bird food or rabbit food, okay? So we'll discuss animals as well and precautions to take there. But anyway, back to weather. That is the scenario I envision probably more than anything. I always thought about, it's the law, economy, real estate. Yes, law, economy, real estate. We'll discuss all these things on this channel, all right? But I can also sprinkle in items that are important to me, preparedness, alternative assets, security, things like that. But I always envision earthquake, right? Here in California, right? We have a devastating earthquake. If we do, I was in law school in 1993 in Northridge. Google it. I think it was 1993, the Northridge earthquake. And I was living in LA at the time and going to school at Vermont and Wilshire in downtown LA. And if you guys Google it, the 10 freeway in Santa Monica, during that earthquake, the 10 freeway buckled like that. Literally the freeway buckled. And for months, we had to find a drive around because the 10 freeway in Santa Monica, West LA, was closed because they had to rebuild the freeway. So anyway, in my mind, it was always about the earthquakes. Share your thoughts. I mean, what is it for you guys? Northridge was bad. Yep, Lynn understands that. It was bad. And that's like the worst one I remember in this state. The San Francisco quake was even before that. I was in college in San Luis Obispo when the quake hit that impacted San Francisco. If you guys remember, the the freeway collapsed, one level collapsed on the lower level, and it crushed all those cars and people. That was before Northridge. But we're going on all those years since Northridge for a major earthquake in this state. So anyway, I am going on way too long. That's the new chapter of Ox Talks. We're not going to close the last chapter. We're going to continue with that format. I don't edit anyway. I don't do any fancy stuff. I record a video and then I upload it as you guys see it. So it's basically the same thing. So we might as well have some interaction. SD Bullion. Yes, SD Bullion's a good place to go. Okay. Hi from Vancouver. Hi, Sean. Andrew. Okay. Good night. I'm getting a little closer now. Let's say, who else we got here? We're back to 105 people in the room. Appreciate you guys very much. So let's continue on with the format. And thanks, Pistol Pete. Appreciate you all. I'm going to sign off right now. Heading out tomorrow for a little vacation. I am going to report in the next couple of days from a different location. And we'll see if you guys enjoy some of the scenery. I'm going to do some shows from the destination spots over the next, let's say, 20 days, 21 days. So I hope all of you will also tune in. We'll probably try to do some pre-recorded stuff, if you will, and some live shows from the destination spots. So appreciate again all of you very much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.